Hey guys, yeah, thanks for coming. I don't have a lot prepared. Wasn't, you know, I don't know if you prepare a speech for this. I'm not retiring, right? So it's going on to play. But no, it's. I do want to say thank you to the fans in Calgary. Never would have dreamt I would have got to play here so long. It's a great hockey city, a great community. I have such a great balance between a passion for hockey and a wonderful place to live. And to leave is tough, but I'm also very excited about the opportunity to go to Pittsburgh and play with them and you know, have an opportunity to do some good things there. I thank you guys, and it's become home, and you know, we won't have seen the last of me one way or the other, eh? So, but no, thanks a lot for everything, and thanks for coming today, and wish the Flames the absolute best. Thanks.
So let it begin, Kevin, as to where Jarome Iginla is going to fit into this already amazing Pittsburgh Penguins lineup. They have superstars up and down the ice. They made a couple trades earlier on in the week as well to get Brendan Morrow and Douglas Murray from the San Jose Sharks. Who does he play with?
I'm not so sure. I don't know who he plays with, but I know one thing. That's a great problem to have if I'm head coach Dan Bylsma. I look at my roster and I look at all the weapons that I have available to me up front, and I say, oh, okay, well, we've got a guy by the name of Sidney Crosby, pretty good, might have heard of him. Malkin maybe returning from injury. James Neal, Chris Kunitz this season, Pascal Dupuis this season. You go up and down this list, Brendan Morrow, newcomer, Jarome Iginla, now you add to this fold. I mean, it really is an embarrassment of riches, but I can't say it enough. I talked about it Saturday night on Hockey Night in Canada. I have to give the utmost credit to Ray Shero. We also talked about it earlier this week. Why? He didn't wait for the market. He didn't let the market dictate who was available and what the price was going to be. He went out, he was proactive, he took care of business, and as I said earlier, I don't know if he's getting trained up by the Navy SEALs, because I give them a lot of credit. They're the best in the world at what they do, but this is literally a thief in the night coming in at the midnight hour and getting this done. This is unreal stuff.
What does Jarome Iginla add to this Pittsburgh Penguins team?
Well, take your pick. You get grit. You get a guy that scored so many goals, 11 times 30 or better in his career. Big game player. He's done it all. He's carried this Calgary Flames franchise on his back. Probably has a chiropractor on speed dial for doing so over the course of his illustrious career in Calgary. When I think of Calgary, yep, I think of Al MacInnis and some of the other greats, Lanny McDonald, other guys that have worn that jersey. But I think of Jarome Iginla. He was the face of this franchise. Not only is he a big-time goal scorer, but he's also exceptionally tough. Take a look at him in the locker room, still throwing knuckles after all these seasons. It's a hard style of play to be a power forward in this league. He's not a perimeter player. Yes, he's a shooter, but he's willing to go to the front of the net, still willing to fight at his age. I mean, this is just unreal stuff for the Calgary Flames. You're getting a ton of leadership and, more importantly, a ton of class as well.
Absolutely. And as for the Calgary Flames, they are left to play without their perennial captain. Here is Mark Giordano on hearing the news of Jarome Iginla's trade.
A weird feeling, obviously, not seeing him in the room, and it's going to be weird, I guess, going forward. There's no doubt what he means to the organization and the city, so obviously a different kind of night, a little bit weird, but you know, hopefully everything works out.
I've been playing with him a long time, and he's like it's not big secret. He's a great teammate, a great captain, and yeah, if he's gone, it's of course it's disappointing.
I'll tell you one thing about Jarome. No matter what he did, every day he tried his best to win hockey games with his teammates. So for them to show that respect and to give that respect back to him, I'll commend the fans for that. I think that was a nice gesture.
Everything was dealt with in a very classy fashion by both them and the organization, and yeah, just wanted to be in there for support, a good friend, and wish him all the best.
Can you wrap your head around, I guess, what's happened? Is it still sinking in that Jarome Iginla's not on this hockey team anymore?
It's weird, you know. It's definitely weird. There's no downplaying the significance and the presence that he has been in this room and on this organization and on this city. So it's a little different today.
It's tough. I mean, it's a unique situation here just because he's been here so long and he really is the face of the franchise and he's done so many great things. You know, but as I was telling Randy earlier, as a player, you develop relationships within the room where you're friends, and it's kind of beyond that. So that side of things, it's tough. But
yeah, you just kind of sit back and take it in, and all the things we've been through. Mostly as a player, it's almost like you're going to get your friend back, though. For me personally, because when you're on the other side of management with all this stuff going on, I think we just kept our distance from each other this year. With that being said, I mean, we get a first-round pick, two players, and but it's never easy. I mean, I was sad today for sure to think this is it. And,
what does he leave behind?
First and foremost, wonderful person, great guy, and then great hockey player. I mean, came to play every day. Just wanted to win. Never was about him. He always deflected the credit, even though he deserved most of it when we're here. And just for him to be in Calgary as long as he did, and there should be a statue out front maybe at some point. I don't know what they're gonna do, but he just was unbelievable for this team and what he did. And not even for just this team, but for Canada. You see all the Team Canada stuff, all the stuff he's won and been a part of. So it's just it's a tough day for me, and it's probably a tough day for his family too. I know they're not here right now, but I'm looking forward to seeing them when Iggy's gone. Our kids will be together, and it should be interesting as usual. I felt bad. I mean, that's the thing. I knew it needed to be done, and that's the business side of hockey. And when it was done, then you feel bad. You feel like, you kind of reflect on all the things and all the time, and just not to be able to do it is probably the hardest thing for him too. If we win a Stanley Cup, then it's a different story, and maybe we're not even in this situation right now. But we are, I think last night going home, didn't fall asleep right away. I didn't call him after the game either, though. I just wanted to I couldn't imagine how busy he was. So I knew I'd see him today, and, we just kind of, said goodbye, and I wished him good luck. And, it's tough. I made him sign me a few autographs, so I needed a couple more autographs for charity. So I got a couple more in. I was surprised. I'm like, I hate to do it, but he laughed. He's like, still trying to make money off me. But other than that, it's just, I think he's just looking forward to getting to Pittsburgh now and moving on a little bit. Well, I mean, he definitely made my career. I mean, I came here as a third-line checker, and to be able to play with Jarome and actually have him score a ton of goals and, have me be able to help and get some points was huge for my career. I mean, it turned me around from just being a guy that we looked at, he's a penalty killer, he does this and that. But, you get to play with a top player, it makes a world of difference. And the thing was, he was always hungry. He always wanted to score. He always wanted to win. And that's what, that's what drove him. And that's why he's going to. And the one thing, he loves hockey, so he's going to, when he said in there he's going to play, if it's another 5 years, I truly believe that, because, some guys you talk to when they play, they want to be done. They're just had enough of hockey, they don't like it as much, but, Jarome loves hockey, and he's going to play a long, long time, and that's the best part about it. I mean, to be able to play with a guy that actually loves it. I've played with a lot, and most guys love it, but he really is passionate about it, talks about it. I mean, we're always... he's drawing up plays when we'd sit here in between periods. Try this in the face-off, try that. But, yeah, he made so many careers. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be on a lot of assists and a lot of his goals. And now, if it's Sydney or Malkin or whoever he plays with in Pittsburgh, they're gonna see how fun it is to get to play with him.
What was the team? Oh, your video done this morning?
Yeah. Pretty cool. And quite a different forecheck and stuff. Yeah. That's neat.
Near the end, it came down with a Calgary situation that to add a player like Jarome Iginla.
All right.
Good, you?
Finally made it.
Yeah. See you.
Yeah, you too.
We ended up finalizing the deal maybe about 11:30 that night. I called my kids and just told them that we just traded for Jarome Iginla. And the first thing they said, no, you didn't. We just were watching on TV. He's going to another team. And I said, no, I'm pretty sure we're getting him.
After the trade, kind of waiting at home, waiting for the visa, kind of in limbo for a couple days. So when I got here, it was all kind of hazy a little bit there, but Yeah, guys were great right off the start.
Healer, you're playing the right. He's playing the left. All right. You all right with that, James?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I swore I would never play the right wing. He's like, do you want to play with Evgeny Crosby?
Talking to Dan and the different systems and the different plays that they run as a team, it takes a little bit to learn them.
Pretty darn sure you're a good player. Pretty darn sure you shoot it really well. Physical. You do all those things and you don't need to know where to go.
So, Jarome, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. It was a whirlwind experience, and to be part of it was a tough game. It was a tough game. They were playing well, and we found a way. That 5-on-3 was a huge turning point. It feels good to just come in and be a part of the wins. The team is rolling, and you can see how hard they're playing and how much fun everyone is having.
Forgive me for this, but just to go back to Wednesday, because I know on Coach's Corner Hot Stove all night we'll speculate as to what went down in that almost Republic of Doyle episode. The feeling is, Jarome, that Boston, Pittsburgh, LA all have offers on the table. The Pens and the Bruins is close, and there's this speculation out there that Sidney Crosby got on the phone and said, Jarome, as good as the Boston offer is, we need you, you belong here, and that's what turned the tide. Is that true?
Well, there's some truth to that. I did hear that Sid, I didn't talk to him before, but that he'd put in a good word, and I really enjoyed playing with him there at the Olympics, getting a chance to meet him, and he's him and Gino are the two best players in the world, and it was tough. It was first of all, just moving, leaving Calgary was not an easy decision, and but I think it was time for everyone, and good for the organization too. So I did have a decision. As far as I knew, I got up early in that day, and Donnie called me and said that I was, he talked to Jay and I was to stay home, and they were working on a deal. But then I didn't hear anything really. I'd get just tidbits for a few hours, and I didn't really until about 11 our time out west was when I heard that the actual deal was done.
But just to be clear, so Sid and the Penguins are certainly courting you, and you've got either Krejci and Bergeron, two right-hand shots, or Malkin and Crosby, the two left-hand shots. Is this kind of like back to Yzerman versus Sakic, and you decide to go with the lefties?
Well, it's no, I didn't break it down that much, and first of all, I was very humbled and very flattered that because when you put in that. When Donnie talks to Jay and says the different teams that I guess you're hoping to go to one of them, you're not sure if anyone's interested. You're not sure who's interested, if they want you to fit into their system. So I was very flattered when Donnie did tell me that the teams that were putting in late bids, and it was hard. It was a very hard decision. I have friends in Boston, and it's a great organization and a great city, and all those teams are top organizations. So it was very tough, but in the end, getting a chance to play here in Pittsburgh, and like I say, the way they're rolling, and to play on a team with Sid and Gino, and as a forward, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, I know Don Meehan and I know Pat Morris, and they'd give you all the options. So let me just be clear. Did you say, Donnie, I'm going to Pittsburgh?
You know what? Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're pushing me pretty good here, Ron. No, but no, it came down to wanted something that was fair, honestly fair for. I didn't with Calgary, and then Donnie came and told me that their offers were all in the same ballpark, and then I talked to Murray Edwards. He was great, and Jay Feaster, and I did say that obviously I liked all the teams, but I would really love to go to Pittsburgh.
All right, fair's fair on that. One last question. You're flying through Chicago into Pittsburgh last night, Jarome. Did you put on a song? Did you read a book? Were you by yourself? I mean, there's a time to reflect and a time to look ahead. What in the world was going through your head last night?
Oh, it was a different experience. I was stuck at the airport there in Calgary. We got delayed. I think might have been a couple hours. So our connector in Chicago, I didn't make it. So the Penguins were great. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to be overnighting in Chicago or what. And as I'm waiting, whether I'm actually going to get to play today. So they they were great, and they got a plane for the John from Pitt. So I was alone. It was a pretty surreal experience as far as coming into Pitt, and that's a new home. And also then my equipment didn't get here till right before the game, so I didn't know if I was going to play for sure again either. So it was pretty neat. It's something that it brings me back to my first ever game playing for Calgary, and being 19, it was being out there was. You can't prepare for it. It wasn't something I was like, okay, just focus, try and do this and that. But the first period was lots was going on. I felt like I was out in space a little bit, you know.
You sure found it in the second period, and it's a huge win for the Penguins, and you earned all those lucky breaks to get there today. Well done, Jarome.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks for having me.